This is not some trust fund kid van life build. This is a mobile dive base. And that means it has to do three things: haul wet gear, give me somewhere to sleep, and not turn a bunch of expensive scuba equipment into a liability if I have to stop fast.
Oh my god.
And with classes coming up, plus a lot more trips to Jenny Spring while I'm working towards my cave instructor cert, this thing needs to work in the real world, not just in my driveway. I had 7 days before leaving Florida. No garage, Florida weather doing Florida weather things, and a van that was still basically an unfinished metal box. And now, a quick word from our sponsor, Dive Extras. Dive Extras is sponsoring this build, which is perfect timing because we're also running a DPV sale through DiveVibe right now. Doing 15% off on scooters and accessories on DiveVibeTech.com with code DiveVan15. Normally, we only do a sale that good around the holidays, but Dive Extras did sponsor the build, and I love you guys. And this is not one of those things where I just started using the product because we became a dealer. I've been diving DiveX scooters for years. I bought them myself before DiveVibe ever became a dealer because for the price point, they are insanely capable. So if you've been thinking about getting a scooter, upgrading your setup, or you're just not sure which DPV actually fits the kind of diving you do, that's where we come in. We can help you sort out what makes sense for your diving, be it recreational diving, tech, cave, travel, or just covering more distance. Go to DiveVibeTech.com, use the link in the description, or message us directly and tell us what kind of diving you're doing. And feel free to check out all the other DPV videos I've got on the channel. Big thanks to Dive Extras for supporting this build. Alright, back to me fighting with a 30-year-old van in the rain. I'm not building this because I want to become a van life channel. I'm building it because the next season of diving is going to involve a lot of back and forth. I'll have classes I need to travel for, and I'll also be spending a lot of time at Jenny Springs while I work through my cave instructor stuff. So this van needs to be more than a weekend camping setup. It needs to be a place to sleep, haul gear, charge cameras, review footage, keep food cold, and make those repeated trips less expensive and less chaotic. Dive trips and teaching trips can get expensive quick. The van is supposed to make all that easier, but it's also supposed to make it more fun, which is a concept I'm personally trying to bring back.
Oops. Oh. Gotta get a good base layer before we can lay anything down to make sure there's nothing rusting underneath. That's what we're doing now. You never know what you're going to find in these old vans, but since we've been tearing it apart, we found all kinds of weird stuff. Like, I just found pot in my van. Can you believe that? Disgusting. We got the ribs for the subfloor glued down yesterday evening, so we got to wait until this evening at a minimum before we start really doing anything with it. It needs 24 hours to cure. Hi! We got the insulation in. I'm just measuring to get the plywood cut out for the subfloor. All right, so subfloor, plywood. That's what I went with. Plywood is pretty cheap for what you're getting. Just to prove that I actually do measure things. Sometimes. You know what they say? Measure twice, or don't. I'm really lucky to have access to all these tools and stuff. Obviously, huge thanks to DiveX for the support. Absolutely could not do it without them. But I also have to give a huge shout out to my parents for letting me keep the van here and work on it, and my dad for giving me access to all of his tools. Not a lot of folks got the wingspan for that cut. Nice. Okay, Okay, so the next piece involves a slightly more complicated cut. Since I have to use a jigsaw for this, or that's what I have to use, and I only have a corded one, it is easier for me to move this guy around than run an extension cord, and it will absolutely power it, no problem. Oh, baby. Ha
Freaking raining again.
I think that's probably the weather telling me I'm done for the day.
Welcome back. I'm installing, or at least cutting to size, the floor. Because of the way we decided to do things, I didn't really want to go with anything traditional. I wanted to do something maybe a little bit more unique, kind of going for like a cyberpunk theme. So we ended up going with this rubber diamond plate, like anti-fatigue mat, which is really cost effective. I've heard of other people using it in their van builds and it worked out well for them. So we're gonna give that a shot, see how it works. It was really, for the whole van, it's only like 80 bucks worth of material, maybe 100, maybe 90. And that's great. Nice. Damn. That's just about perfect. Doesn't have to be that lined up because we got something to cover the transition. Alright, so we've got these brackets installed. I've got the wood cut to length. We're just going to get these set up properly and then screwed into the floor. It should be good to go. Not good enough yet. We'll get there. Now we're spreading these bad boys out. We are mad, now the voice of a straight white dude.
The bed is where I started overthinking everything. If I make it too big, I lose storage. If I make it too small, I'm miserable after a long dive day. And because this van is small, every decision steals space from something else. I got a memory foam mattress off Amazon and I cut it down with a turkey carving knife, which actually worked super well. I cut about 1.5 feet off the end of it so it actually fits the platform. It's not glamorous, but neither am I. That's kind of the theme of the build, not fancy, usable.
Oh yeah, I could sleep on this the way it is. So, working on the side table for the bed today, because I can't really get into a whole lot right now because it won't stop raining. Every couple of hours it starts raining again, and it's supposed to do this basically until we head back to Texas.
That was basically the rhythm of the whole week. Get the tools out, make a little progress, watch the sky turn black, panic clean everything, wait, and then try to remember what I was doing.
Which came out okay. Finish is kind of crap. Also, a bird got into my shed while it was drying and shit on it, so I have to redo it anyway. So that's why it's not screwed down yet, or glued down, or what. I'm not even actually sure how I'm gonna attach that yet, but that's gonna be right there. Then there's gonna be some cup holders, which are coming in tomorrow. They're gonna look sick. So I can have my beverages next to the bed without worries of spilling them. The trolls were right. I can't do this. Psych. What's up, fam? Okay. Sorry. Saturday morning. What do you want from me? I'm working on the van. I'm kind of a weird dude. I understand that. If you've ever watched my videos and been like, that's that guy. He's a weird dude. I wonder what makes him tick. I'll show you what makes me tick. This kind of shit makes me tick. Rib nuts make me tick. This is the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. If you already knew about these, leave me alone. I just found out about them. Leave me alone. Why do you want to ruin somebody's fun? What's wrong with you? But check this out. Look at this. Are you kidding me? See that? That wasn't there before. There's a beautiful threaded rivet nut there where there was not one before, so that I can attach my pegboard. I got a pegboard to cover the panels. I think it's going to be cool. We can hang stuff from it. That's not bad. I think I'm going to paint this black too. I think it would look better. Yeah, man.
But what happens in a wreck? That's actually a fair question. Dive gear is weird because none of it's shaped conveniently. It's heavy, it's expensive, it's wet half the time, and it always takes up more room than you think it will. So fitting it back here is only part of the problem. The bigger question is whether it stays back here. I don't need a scooter, a tank, or a gear bag trying to come visit me in the front seat. There's really no way to figure this out without loading it. I could stare at the van in the driveway all day, but until the gear is actually in here, I don't know what's going to be annoying, what's going to move, or what needs to get strapped down. So this test is not just, does it fit? It's, can I secure it? Can I still get to it? And will I hate myself every time I have to unload this? I'd rather figure that out now than come back from a class and realize the whole back of the van is just a pile of expensive, bad decisions.
All right, test run. Resounding success. I am feeling well rested. I will say one thing. I'm glad that I didn't install the ceiling and the insulation yet, because even though the insulation is going to do a good job of deadening sound, I am also going to do like Dynamat because rain on the roof of this thing. At first it's like, oh wow, that sounds so nice, and man, after a while, it is loud. So, got some channels here. Fill that in with Dynamat before we put the insulation in, and hopefully it'll be good to go.
Now I know what works, what needs to change, and what I need to fix before this thing actually goes on a dive trip. It's not finished, but it's a lot closer than it was a week ago. Before this, it was a van with ideas. Now it's something I can actually test, hate, fix, and take diving. I'm leaving Florida and the van is staying here. When I get back, I don't need it to be perfect. I need it ready for actual use. This is not van life, it's a mobile dive base. And this week was about getting it close enough that when I come back, the adventure can actually start. So if you want to follow the rest of the build, make sure you're subscribed. Check out the DiveVibe Discord if you want to get involved, and if you'd like to support our efforts, you can follow the link to Patreon in the pinned comment below and receive my everlasting gratitude, in addition to access to some exclusive content. Thanks for watching. Dive safe, dive hard, and I'll see you in the water.